to extend his condolences to them and his family and the entire country.
Yes.
Today our topic will be...
And also to you are right, we should extend our condolences to Sheikh Bashir and to the Islamic Council. Imam Jibril particularly was...
And the head of state.
Yes, and the head of state too, because the leading promoter of Islam. To all of them. And mentioning that friend in Saudi Arabia has reminded me so many greetings and compliments that we have received from Gambians all over the world about this program. I was in Qatar last week, Gambians there, and I remember when we were in Hajj this year, and the telephone calls that we always receive from America, Sweden, Spain, Germany, England, Gambians and France. Gambians are quite happy and they're full of praises for this program. The last time, like in Qatar particularly, many Gambians spoke to me positively about this program. We are quite grateful to them and sincerely thankful to the ambassador, His Excellency Ansumana Jame, and his entire staff, particularly Fabakar Jani, for the excellent way they promoted the Gambia. And then they struggled very hard for Gambians to be present at the 10th Doha International Conference, Interfaith Dialogue. So we are saying, returning the same compliment to them, but like I always tell them, the credit for this, to be very honest, to be very honest with ourselves and with all Gambians, the credit for this should go to President Yahya Jammeh, because the television is another huge achievement of the Second Republic. There was no television before 1994. The same way there was no university before 1994. So if today Gambians can tune and listen to Gambia, their fellow Gambians, talking on their own television, this is a very important forum which we are able to enjoy as a result of the huge achievements in the area of national development that the government of the Second Republic has, secured. So we, like I told them several times, let's all of us put our hands together, pray for Jammeh, for the government of the Gambia, and for GRTS management too. So we pray to Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to continue to bless the President, the Gambian, the television, the management, and all Gambians, and all Muslims everywhere. I say to all of them that thank you very much for the compliments we have received them.
Okay, Doctor, now we continue with our topic. When we last met, we were discussing riba. It took some time, and there was a disconnection by virtue of your travel and the other program. So I think we'll have to continue from where we stopped the last time. You said last time that in Islamic transactions, where usury is not allowed, trade is done directly. For example, if you buy something, the deliverance would be, if you deliver the cash, you get the goods right now.
Yeah, it varies from the subject of sale.
Okay.
When it comes to transactions involving money, involving gold and silver, that one it has to be by direct transfer and it has to be of the same quality. If like they are bartering, let's say for instance, also food, the food items that are non-perishable, that could be reserved for some time. Some of the ulama say if they could be reserved for 6 months, ground for instance, corn for instance, rice for instance, salt. These are non-perishable food items. For them to, if they are doing transactions, in these substances, it has to be of the same quantity and by the exchange, provided that they are of the same category, like rice for rice, and salt for salt, or bean for bean. Also, but if the categories, if they belong to different categories, like let's say the transactions involving gold and silver are not of the same category. When it comes to exchange of gold and silver, you don't have to focus on quantity anymore. You focus on value, but it has to be by direct transfer. And this includes money changing. Today, this is a very rampant phenomenon in our society. You have forex bureaus, exchange bureaus. Everywhere you go in this country, somebody may come with CFA and $1 or the vice versa. Or with how you have $, you want to buy $, or pound sterling with $, or euro, or the vice versa. In this particular instance, because of the fact that they are not from the same, the category, the focus is no more on quantity, but on quality, but it has to be by direct transfer. Right. So in other words, if you have $100 and you take it to the money changer to change it for you in dollars, it doesn't, the Islamic law will not say that you have to be given $100 too. No. No matter how much dollars is going to be given to, depending on what the market value has decided, but it has to be by direct transfer. If the $100 worth $1,000 or $2,000 it doesn't matter. But the moment you hand over your $100, your £100 or your €100 to the money changer, he has to give you the dollars equivalent instantly. Even to tell you, wait for me to go to the bank and bring the money while carrying your dollar away is prohibited by Islam.
Okay, now the thing is, in that situation, if you write a check and give it to the individual, will it apply?
No, it is also it's strictly prohibited.
Yes, that is my contention here.
Yeah, because that involves delay, what we call redundancy. Because like remember what I said before, the usurious transactions can happen either as a result of different quantities, or as a result of delay. That's what what we may call loan interest or. Transactions that are usurious because of the delay involved. So if you go to the money changer with a particular currency, let's say you want to buy CFA, you have $5,000, you hand it over to him, he has to give you this equivalent in CFA instantly.
If you write a check 5,000 CFA, it becomes haram.
It becomes haram. It has to be by direct transfer.
Yeah, but this needs to be clarified because it is very rampant now. For example, we live in the same compound. I'm going to Dakar tomorrow. You need CFA. I have a Senegalese account. You give me the dollars, I just write a check for you, the equivalent of how much I should give you, and say to you, that's your money. Yeah.
Why don't you call it loan then? Like if somebody has a bank account in Dakar and you need CFA, let him give you a particular amount of CFA as loan. So when you come back, you pay.
But what if you have the equivalent of that CFA in dollars here?
And you give him the dollars now, and then he gives you an empty check that you are supposed to collect in Dakar, it becomes haram.
It's not applicable.
It's not allowed. It's not allowed. The timing is
what of this situation? For example, you have the CFA here. Do you understand? Now, you need CFA. You are going to Senegal for a transaction that will need CFA. And someone is in Senegal who also needs dollars here. And you spoke to him on the phone and he said, leave, if $5,000 will give you maybe 15,000 CFA. And he said, you leave 5,000 with my family, and if you come here, you collect the 15,000 CFA. Will it work?
Abubakar, let me refer you back to the wording of the hadith of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The way the hadith is constructed, it says yaddan biyadin or mislan bi mislin, yaddan biyadin, from hand to hand. So from hand to hand, this is a definitive ruling of Sharia through this hadith, and you have to give, you don't have to do any kind of allegorical interpretation here. The word yad here means hand. You cannot give it any other interpretation, and there is no way that you and I can, make any form of exchange by way of from hand to hand, if we are not physically together. So if you are in Dakar, in Banjul, you call, give me this, they will give you this, then you involve yourself in transactions involving money, in which or during which transfer is not direct. You understand? Or exchange is not direct. It's not by direct exchange. And insofar as it is not by direct exchange, it falls under the purview of the hadith of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, which prohibits transactions involving gold and silver, or involving money, the paper money, and this business in this particular area is prohibited unless it is from hand to hand or by the transfer.
This is a common practice here. People live on this kind of practice.
Yes,
What is the situation of those people, Doctor?
This is a very interesting question, Abubakar. When anybody violates the laws of the land, you are at the mercy of destiny. If you are not caught, you will escape the police and the law enforcement mechanisms and processes of the state. But as soon as you are captured, you are caught, then you can be in hot waters. So the same thing also applies. although here the analogy is not precisely scientific in the sense that there's no way that you can accept, you can escape Allah. Nobody can.